Alright guys, it's April 9th, and as you can see, we're in the middle of a snowstorm right now. I'd say we've got about 6 inches, and we're supposed to end up with about 8 to 12. It's a heavy wet snow. It's 32 degrees right now, so it's sticking to everything. The trees are getting weighed down pretty good. Sticking to the fence around the garden and the chicken coop. We'll see if this keeps up like this. We may lose power. It already flickered once. We're going around right now and we're knocking the snow off of the horse fence just to make sure that that stays up and nice and tight. We were hoping not to have to snow blow, but I don't know. We don't like snow blowing this time of year because everything's thawed out. So the snowblower picks up all the gravel from the driveway and throws it in the yard. So we will see. We may end up snow blowing after all. It's about 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the evening right now. I do have to head into work tomorrow morning, but I'll try to get some video before I leave and let you know what we ended up with. Well, what do you think, huh? Hi. I think it's time to clean the weather station off. Got quite a bit of snow on it. Well guys, good morning. It's Friday morning and it's still snowing a little bit. We ended up with, it looks like close to 11 or 12 inches. And as you can see, it was a really heavy wet snow the entire time. We've been hearing branches snap and pop everywhere. I've seen 5 or 6 transformers blow. We're out of power, obviously. Have been for somewhere between 7 and 8 hours now. We were all night. And my guess is we're gonna be out for a couple days by the looks of it, because about a quarter of the state's without power. And it's all right in this general area within these 2 counties, our county and the next door county. So it might be a while before we get power back, because there's a lot of damage is what I'm hearing. I'm out clearing the driveway right now before I head into work. We've got our patio table stored behind these trees here. As you can see, that's all new snow on there. You can hear the rooster in the chicken coop. Typically we can get right back there behind this hay storage thing we have here, but not right now. Those pine branches are drooping right to the ground. Well, there's some tree damage right there. It's a big maple in the middle of that field, and it looks like half of it snapped. And I can see damage as far down as I can see. Crazy stuff. April 9th. Can still hear trees out in the woods out back there popping and snapping. I'll be anxious to get out there probably tomorrow, see how much damage there is. You can see pretty significant amount of snow for April 9th, especially when it's as wet as this is. I can only imagine if this was a dry snow, we would have had 2 feet probably. Now we're knocking snow off the fence. Alright, we're on our way into work. I've already had to go around 2 trees across the road. Definitely pretty, but really destructive. There's another tree right there. Roads are in pretty good shape. That's because it was right around 32 the whole time, so when they treat them, it takes care of them pretty quickly. Big pine trees have a lot of weight in them. Well, good morning everybody. It's now Saturday morning and we're still without power. You can probably hear in the background the generator's running. We don't have a generator, but our neighbors do down the road. Thankfully we've got a wood stove, so we've got a way to keep the house warm and to cook food on. And then we've been using snow melted on the stove for water, not to drink. We've got plenty of water for drinking, but we use it for other stuff. And then we've also got that big water storage tank behind the barn that I set up a couple weeks ago with 65 gallons of water in it that we've been using as well for that kind of stuff. So we're all set. And the good thing with having snow like this is all our refrigerated stuff, we just put it outside on the deck and in the snow, so it stays nice and cold. So we don't have to worry about losing any of that just yet, but hopefully the power comes back on pretty soon. This is going to be, well, we were without it all day yesterday and all night the night before, all night last night. So we're going on day 2 or 2.5 now without power. As you can see, all the snow melted out of the trees, but there's still 10 or so inches, I would say, on the ground. We should melt quite a bit of it today and tomorrow with temps in the 40s to around 50. There's a big sugar maple down in the woods down there that half of it snapped, so I might go cut that up today, try to get some footage of that. I got to be careful preserving my battery though, because I have no way of recharging batteries right now, so I want to make sure I use it to get the footage I want to get, because I also wanted to go out and check the game camera as well. But it's also really tough walking through this stuff because it was wet snow and now it's frozen, but you still break through. So we'll see. I might go out there a little bit later. See what we got. The weather looks good this weekend, but then on Monday we're supposed to have a big rainstorm with a lot of wind. They're saying 50-mile-an-hour winds possible. So more power outages are likely. Like that's all we need right now. If we even have power back on by then. I would imagine we're going to, but I guess there's still that chance that we don't. Pretty crazy stuff. And this is that sugar maple that snapped in half. There's still a good piece left. But there's a little bit of rot in the base, which is typical of sugar maples. And the weight of the snow was too much for this part, I guess. So we'll have to cut that up, where it's going right across our trail right here for the tractor. So it'll be easy to get to once the snow melts. So I might come and cut it up today and then leave the wood here, and we'll come get the wood when we can get it down here with the tractor. Other than that, there's a lot of bent over trees and a lot of pine branches that snapped off, but overall things seem to have fared pretty well out here. The big pines out here have quite a few branches underneath them, but not as much as I thought there was going to be, which is good. Yeah, it's mainly just stuff like this. We have all these pine trees out in our backyard, and a lot of the big limbs snapped off. So I'm just going around cleaning those up and hauling them down to the brush pile.